Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Despite being one of the most calculated promoters in the business, former WWE CEO Vince McMahon apparently had very little knowledge of wrestling outside of his company. A veteran recently revealed this information when talking about McMahon. The veteran in question, Vince Russo, worked with McMahon back during the Attitude Era in WWE. Therefore, it is natural that the two learned much about each other during their shared schedules and creative decision-making meetings. According to Russo, he was the one who informed McMahon about how other promotions were doing. While this may come as a surprise to many, Vince Russo thinks that Vince McMahon did not care much for the wrestling aspect of the business. In the same episode of Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Outlaws, Russo explained his perspective. As of now, Vince McMahon is still entangled in the case regarding the allegations against him. In the ever-evolving world of professional wrestling, few names stand out as prominently as Vince McMahon. The chairman of World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, has shaped the industry for decades, transforming it into a global phenomenon. However, behind the glitz and glamour lies a complex narrative of triumphs and failures, and one veteran wrestler, who prefers to remain anonymous, has opened up about the surprising gaps in McMahon's administration. Vince McMahon is often hailed as a visionary. He took wrestling from the smoky arenas of the territories and brought it into the living rooms of America, revolutionizing how wrestling was perceived. His marketing genius, larger-than-life characters, and grandiose productions set the stage for the WrestleMania era. Yet, as our veteran wrestler pointed out, this success came at a price. Vince has an incredible ability to see the bigger picture, they noted. But sometimes, in that vision, he overlooks the details, the foundational elements that can make or break talent development and storyline progression. One of the most significant gaps cited by the veteran is in talent development. While McMahon has produced megastars like Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and John Cena, the process of nurturing upcoming talent has often been inconsistent. In the past, WWE had a more structured developmental system, with territories feeding into the main roster, the wrestler explained. Now it feels more like a lottery. You have guys who are incredibly talented but never get the chance to shine because they don't fit Vince's specific mold. The WWE Performance Center was established to address these issues, but our source believes it's not enough. There's so much focus on the athletic aspect, but wrestling is an art form. It's about storytelling, character development, and connecting with the audience. Sometimes that gets lost. Another glaring issue is the approach to storylines. McMahon's penchant for spontaneous booking can lead to captivating moments, but it also results in haphazard narratives that leave fans scratching their heads. WWE has some of the best writers in the world, yet it feels like storylines often change on a whim, the veteran said. One week, a character is on top of the world, and the next, they're forgotten. This inconsistency can break the audience's connection to the story. The veteran recalled a specific example. Take a character like Bray Wyatt. He had so much potential. He could have been the face of the company, but the way they treated his storylines, constantly changing directions, diluted his impact. Vince McMahon's business acumen has undeniably turned WWE into a multi-billion-dollar empire. However, the corporate culture within WWE has sometimes stifled creativity. Our source pointed to an environment where fear often trumps innovation. There's a certain level of paranoia within the company, they said. People are scared to pitch new ideas or go against the grain. That fear can lead to a lack of fresh content. Wrestlers and writers need the freedom to explore and experiment. The veteran expressed concern over how this culture can lead to burnout among talent. When you have a rigid structure, you risk losing the essence of what makes wrestling unique. It should be unpredictable and spontaneous, not just a checklist of corporate guidelines. Looking to the future, the veteran remains hopeful that changes will come. Wrestling is always evolving. New promotions are emerging, and they're not afraid to take risks. This could force WWE to rethink their strategies. With companies like AEW rising and diversifying the landscape, there's a renewed emphasis on talent-driven storytelling and creative freedom. WWE has the resources and talent to adapt, the wrestler said. It's just a matter of whether Vince will recognize the need for change. Despite the gaps in McMahon's administration, his legacy remains monumental. He revolutionized the industry, making wrestling a mainstream spectacle. The veteran acknowledges this complexity. Vince is a paradox. He's done so much for wrestling, yet there are aspects of his management that could use serious reevaluation. As WWE faces the challenges of a new era, the veteran's insights shed light on the ongoing dialogue about what it means to lead in such a unique industry. At the end of the day, wrestling is about connection between the wrestlers and the audience. If that connection falters, then everything else is secondary. In the coming years, the wrestling landscape is sure to shift further. With new promotions vying for attention and fan loyalty, McMahon and WWE will need to adapt to stay relevant. The veteran's reflections serve as a reminder that even the most successful figures in history can have blind spots. As WWE continues to navigate these waters, it's essential for McMahon to embrace the very essence of wrestling, its unpredictability, its heart, and its ability to connect. After all, that's what drew fans to the sport in the first place. Vince McMahon's administration may have its gaps, but with introspection and a willingness to change, the future of wrestling could still be as bright as its past. For now, fans and wrestlers alike wait to see how this iconic figure will respond to the evolving world around him.